Yo, what's up, everyone, guys? I don't know whether you guys tuned into the Yager announcement stream this afternoon, but it was super freaking exciting. Season 2 is coming. It's launching on September 28th, and we are getting a bunch of new content. And I just decided, I'm gonna cram all of that information into one video and get that out to you guys as soon as possible. So here we are. Let's start off with the most exciting thing. Season 2 is going to be giving us a whole new map called Tharis Island. Let's dive right in, guys. Yeah, you heard that right. The new season will be giving us a new map called Tharis Island, but the big difference here is going to be that this will be a map that you'll need to unlock. Right now, the two maps we have in Bright Sands and Crescent Falls, you can just, on your first drop, you can drop into either one of them and just play on it. But this one, we will have to unlock by progressing through the missions and the campaigns. I can already hear you guys sighing in the background and being like, oh no, not grinding through the campaign again. It's so grindy. It's so long. It's so this, it's so that. You're right. You're right. But the good news is that Yager knows this, has heard this, and is doing things to combat that by reworking some things, which we will be talking about later on in the video. What's a lot more important and a lot more exciting is the fact that Tharis Island will have a unique feature because it will apparently have something that will allow us to change the gear that we are bringing in. It will give it new perks and stuff like that, and change the gunplay. And these are the words coming straight out of Daze's mouth. So, I'm extremely interested in hearing about it. Take it away, Daze.
The big thing we've hidden in its depths and the ways that interacts with gear.
What is it, Dan?
Well, I'm not gonna want to spoil too much because we actually want you guys to be the ones to discover it and ultimately find out how it works.
Oh man, that sounds so freaking exciting. A map-bound feature that will allow us to just, customize our gear and get more tactical options on it. That sounds absolutely great. And the fact that we're gonna have to find it in like a high risk, high reward area and just going through a labyrinth style dungeon-esque cave thing, it looks amazing. I'm a little bit worried about campers hiding in the dark, but I'm sure that Yager will figure it out and just make that map well balanced. I'm also counting on the guys in the focus test group to make sure that they do the testing properly and give all the feedback that Yager needs. How do you guys think this is gonna work? What is this going to be? Are we just gonna have to like dig down into this map and find some sort of super juiced printer like the one that we have in the station, only, well, the super juiced Giga version of it? Or are we gonna go down there and hack some sort of alien AI thing to get upgrades on our gear? Or maybe we're gonna go down there and find some kind of AI that we have to interact or barter with to use some sort of forge or whatever. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, because I think this is a very fun topic to be, dreaming about and brainstorming about while we wait for Season 2 to launch. If you've made it this far into the video, first of all, I'd like to thank you for checking out the channel and the video. And if you like what you're seeing, please consider clicking on that subscribe button and dropping a like on the video, because that is a huge help in the ever-flowing constant battle with the YouTube algorithm that we're fighting here. So if you want to help me out, click on those things. I'll be making a ton of content when the Season 2 goes live, and we already have a pretty impressive library of topics that we have guides about and discussions about. So check out the other videos on the channel. But for now, let's get back into our video. Now, during the stream, they also said that fighting the cheater infestation that the game has been fighting with this entire season is still their rank 1 priority, and they have more and bigger anti-cheat measures incoming, which they will be gradually implementing over the coming period and with the launch of Season 2. They are choosing not to go into depth about what these measures are to prolong the lifespan of the measures and to make it harder for cheat devs to figure out what they're doing. I think this is probably the smartest thing that they can do. Keep their cards close to the chest and just, keep the cheat devs guessing, because that will hopefully keep them out of the game longer. Another thing, and this is probably an interesting thing to think about, is that the way that they're making the new map unlockable, I think that is a gloriously smart, big Giga Brain move from Yager, because this will also, improve the cheater situation in probably the most valuable map that we have, or the most profitable map that we're going to have. Because if cheaters are going to have to level their accounts before they're able to get into that map, that will make it a lot harder for them to profitably cheat on that map. It will take them a lot longer, and I think that is a very, very, very good idea. Now let's talk about some of the amazing features that they are bringing in, because Yager has been listening to all of our content, has been listening to the Discord server, and they heard a lot of the things that we've been saying for a while now. The first big thing that is coming with Season 2 is the Reconnect function. Many of you have been asking about it, and it is getting put in, baby. From then on, when you get disconnected for whatever reason, unless of course you're getting banned because you're a dirty little cheater and you should really think about what you're doing with your life, you can just, go back into your game, load back in, and you can continue playing without just simply, losing your loadout, which is great news. Great stuff. Keep it coming, Yager. Another huge thing that the community has been asking so far is the ping restriction, and it's also coming in with the Season 2 patch. No more players lagging all around the map, being impossible to shoot. Hooray! Now the hits just keep on coming, and this next one is one that is near and dear to my heart, because somewhere near the start of the season I made a video about why you should not be using purple and exotic armor, because efficiency wise they were just not living up to their standard, and blue armor just came out on top. Now some of that had been mitigated when they made some changes to the repair costs for purple and exotic armor, but still a lot of players feel like purple and exotic armor currently is simply not worth it, with the combination of how hard it is to craft and what you actually get for it. And Yager has heard this, and they will be reworking the gun and armor balance going into Season 2, which I think is great. It is very much needed, because I always thought it was a little bit sad that purple armor and red armor are just not seeing the use. People are using it when they just have it lying around because they got it from drops, or they had some spare materials and they made some purple shit and they'll use it, but there's not that many people who will actively grind to craft these things because they know they're the best, because you can just be a lot more efficient running in blues. Now, if you don't really know what this is about, check out the video that I made about it, which I'll link somewhere in the top right now. Now, we've talked about it earlier in the video already, but Yager is going to be reworking the entire campaign section, because a lot of people were saying that it is too grindy, it's too hard to get to the end of them, and they will be reworking it. They will be making new mission branches, they'll be making new missions that will introduce us to the new map, etc, etc. So there's a big rework in the campaign system coming, and I think that is a good idea. I think that the main idea of them thinking, it's too grindy, we should tone that down a little bit, I think that is a splendid idea, because what that is going to do, a lot more people are going to be able to get into the end game, more people will be running drills, more people will be running dungeons, more people will be running oil pumps, and those things will just keep maps more exciting, fresher. You'll get more opportunities to find cool stuff and have cool fights around a drill, etc, etc. I think this is a great idea for the game. Now, one thing that got me all riled up and giggly happy was the fact that we're also, before the end of this season, we are getting end of wipe events. They stayed a little bit mysterious about it, calling it like the Cataclysm events. So it'll be exciting to see, but there's a lot of crazy stuff that's going to be happening, and apparently the storm is going to play an important role in this. The storm's going to be more powerful or be more unpredictable. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm excited to find out, because I think that is going to be super cool. I'm just hoping that somewhere in there, like towards like the last couple of days of the season, just do what Tarkov does, make everything available to everyone, just make all of the guns available to everyone and make them cost hardly anything, and just let us have like 2 or 3 days of fun blasting each other with kinetic arbiters and maybe even legendary guns, etc, etc. Just lay it on, give us all the fun, And then towards the end of the stream, Rick and Days also talked about their vision for the future of the game, implying what lies beyond Season 2, and they spoke about wanting to add more options for more tactical gear, adding a flying mini-boss called the Howler, more guns, more maps, more variety of PvE enemies, as well as more dungeons, and also very exciting, they are planning clan features. I think that's very exciting. I think that is something that can do the game and the community around it really, really well. I'm also dreaming about things like clan headquarters, etc, etc. And it's just nice to see that even though these are things that are not going to be coming with Season 2, it is nice to see that the team is thinking forward into the future about all the cool stuff that they can add and all the things that we get to look forward to. Now, the last part of the announcement stream was a Q&A from chat, and some interesting things I picked up there was, for example, that saved loadouts are coming somewhere in Season 2, though probably not at launch. The community has also been asking loudly for a shooting range, but sadly right now they can't really prioritize that as the map development team is working hard on Tharis Island. Now, don't get me wrong, I would just as much as any of you love a shooting range to test out all of my guns and see what all of the different attachments do, etc, etc, but I would much rather see map 3, Tharis Island, be an absolute bombshell of a map. So I completely understand why Yager is putting those resources into the map development rather than into a shooting range, but they are planning to add it at some point. So fingers crossed that map 3 goes well. The map team gets a little bit of time, maybe they can, you know, put something together and we get a shooting range. A lot of people are also asking about a kill cam, but that is currently not in development as they're not sure how to properly balance it, and apparently the technical side of it isn't that easy either. I'm not a game dev, so I'm just gonna take their word on that. Now, me personally, I don't think that the game actually needs a kill cam, and I also think that it would be a buff to squads, and with that, a nerf to solo players, so I'm simply not really a fan of the idea. And then probably one of the things that I personally am going to enjoy the ever-living frack out of is the fact that they are going to be looking into auto-equipping skins for your guns. Yes, for people like me with the goldfish brain that forget every damn time, this is amazing. I love my skins, I love using my skins, but there are way too many times where I drop into a map and I get out of my drop pod and I'm like, God damn it, I forgot my skin again. So Days has promised us, he's putting it on the list for development, and while we might not see it at the launch of Season 2, it is coming. Bring it on, baby. Now, when asked about a revive mechanic, they said that they're looking into how it can be implemented in a balanced way. In the past, they have said that they don't want it to be something that can be quickly done within the space of a combat situation, like for example in Apex Legends, but rather an out-of-combat thing. Another system that they are potentially thinking about is allowing players to drop back into the same map as their team members are in, with them then having to travel across the map to rejoin with their team. While I think that that last idea might be an interesting one, I just think that it's going to have a lot of people just dropping into the map with nothing but a knife, because you're not going to be taking in another loadout if your original loadout is still in the map and your team is still fighting the other guys or maybe killed the other guys. You're just gonna drop in naked, run to your place, get your gear back, and move along with your day. So I'm not really sure how I see this working out, but it could be an interesting take. So maybe they need to put it into testing and just let us see how it works, and we can give our feedback as a community. And there we have it. It's a huge chunk of information. There are so many exciting features, updates, and new things coming to the Cycle Frontier that I just needed to push this video out as soon as I could. So here it is. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm personally very impressed with everything that they're trying to pack into Season 2 alongside the eternal fight against the cheaters, and I personally can't wait to dig in and just start playing Season 2 starting September 28. Will you guys be playing? I hope to see you all on Fortuna 3, and until then, catch you in the next video. Bye bye.